Okay, take two. Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mildra. I am your one and only gaming monk. And like I said earlier, come hell or high water, we are finishing the Nameless Chronicles tonight. If I have to pull an all-nighter in order to do it, so be it.
This seal.
So, we already did the first seal, revisiting the Puppet Master. So now we're going to do the second. Praise the Omniscience. 0010011000010. Bless the stream with your bounty. Sometimes I feel like I have to do that sort of thing. Oh, I forgot. Level up. Alright, can't get that. Soon I'll be able to join the next record of Swordforged Worlds, but we have to skip on the one on the 24th. Wait, 24th? Oh, right. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure what you mean by the 24th. Let me look at my calendar for a moment. Because I'm fairly certain that's not... Oh, I got it. That's set up. I'm at the 28th. Yeah, that's what I thought. Had me second guessing this thing. Okay. seriously doubt that Seraphim fight was the only thing here. Unless it was. Alright, dead end, I suppose. Or maybe not.
That artifact. I should be able to activate it with a ranged attack.
Okay. Just have to get the timing down, Monk. Okay, I just needed to spam it. Whatever works, I suppose. Before we activate that... I figured there was a catch. Okay, that was dumb. Oh, spam. Yeah, that's fairly accurate. Okay, now we can get up there.
again, traveler. I see you're not very talkative. I don't want to bother you if you prefer that I leave you alone.
Wait, I need to ask you something. Have you seen that young woman and her partner again? I would appreciate it if you could tell me where they are.
First, answer something for me. What are your intentions with them? Unfortunately, I can't help you. People you're looking for are in a completely different area. I don't know how you could get to them.
Thanks anyways.
And because of the way this place works, you can't just point to it on a map. Oh, right, it wasn't the puppet master that we dealt with last time.
Help me, traveler! I'm trapped here. The others have already left.
Who are you?
I don't remember. Everything is confusing. I know I was a great creator, the greatest of them all. I committed a sin and I was locked in here, but I cannot stand it anymore. This door will not fall. The rules of this place don't allow it to be forced. But if you could find something to open it, I know there is a key in the puppet workshop, hidden behind a closet. If you could bring it to me, I swear I will help you with everything that is within my power.
Oh, we're back to this again. This particular puzzle isn't hard, it's just tedium. At least the trap was turned off. Sorry about that. Something else popped up. Let's see. What do we have here? And down you go. Okay, so I have it. I seriously doubt that I'll be able to explore the mansion the way I could as the bearer. But that is alright. Yeah, all the other side doors are completely cut off. Or maybe not. Okay, where's the ambush? There it is.
This is the hand of death itself.
Ooh, level up. Take care of that when we're done with all of the damn puppets. Like that one. I think we'll go that. But heading to the core is not where we need to go because, well, the rules of this place still apply. We need 3 memories. Not much of an ambush there. I feel like I'm over-leveled for this place. Although the Sword of Ernest, I think it's going to stick around for a little bit longer. On the other hand, no. Yeah, let's go with Seal of Ramatek. Okay, what have we here? Ah. So a shortcut back to nowhere. Yep, we're doing this again. Dang it.
Help me!
See anything here? Nope, that's a dead end. Just a fragment. That's another dead end. But it looks like there's something off in the distance. Soul fragment. Which that will be useful. Oh, it's just one drone. That's not going to be too much of a threat. Okay, other way. At least we have a way to turn off the trap. Sure wish I had that the first time. Oh, it's you.
So you survived. I'm surprised.
You were careless, Immortal. But you were close. More than anyone else has ever been before.
It will not happen again.
I don't think we have been formally introduced. You can call me Lady. Everybody does. The truth is that I didn't expect to see you at the ritual. It was a miscalculation on our part, the worst possible. Your presence here makes this much more complicated.
I am not sure you have thought about what you are doing. Resurrecting Baal. It is the single most idiotic thing I have ever heard in my life. And I have lived a long time.
A shame. I thought you might be willing to listen to me. Anyway, I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop you. I'm not sure I can do it, but I guess it's worth trying.
Need to get to higher ground and get to some place where I can move.
soon.
Oh, so much for trying to stop me. Oh, right. Finally, a memory. The thing is, with the memories of the Puppet Master, we've seen them before, which is why I'm skipping them. Get off of me. There we go. Nameless Chronicles is definitely more combat focused, but the bug when it comes to puzzles is certainly still there. I do feel like I'm missing a particular piece of the puzzle. As I thought. There's the second memory. Now, where might I find the third? Unless I missed something in here, which doesn't look like I did.
Help me, traveler! I'm trapped here. The others have already left.
Hidden behind a closet. We need to head back to the workshop. Okay, that's not it. Nope, we've already been here. I did not trust that. Alright, I know where that is. Oh, just another one of these? I was thinking we'd get the prototype again. And down goes the golem. And we need to head back to the main body. Okay, other side. There's the third memory. And down go the drones. With them taken care of, we can head straight to the core. And pick a fight with the Puppet Master once again. Of course there's a catch. No Thanatos points for a bit. And straight to the core we go. I don't know why, but I thought this was the symbol of the Fairy King for a moment. makes a human being a miserable boss. A little too obvious with that one.
Has anyone told you that women hate men who are too persistent, Immortal? You should leave if you don't want to end up like your partner here.
This? You did not do it. That is Nazgul, the master of puppets. You are not powerful enough to take down one of us. One of those that you call the messengers of the end.
As much as it hurts to admit it, you're right. The Bearer and Ergo Mundus have taken care of him. I'm just picking up the pieces.
Well, I am afraid I am going to need the essence of Nazgul you're taking.
Why are you trying to stop us? I know we haven't always been enemies. Our organization has collaborated with you in the past. Help us again. Your power is necessary.
Help you to awaken Baal? If I had a sense of humor, I might even laugh.
The world needs something that unites it, Immortal. Baal will be that something. An absolute power. An unparalleled monster. The fear of it will stop wars, and all will be forced to stand united against the common enemy. In despair, people will see hope. We will use Ergo as a medium for Baal. With the Biblos as a container, Ergo will control the power of Baal, and we will control Ergo. With it, we will create an instrument of salvation. An unstoppable threat for mankind that we can stop when we want. It may be a lie. There may be sacrifices. But the world will be saved. Millions will be saved. This is what Lord Romeo has arranged. What the Order of Nathaniel has done. It is the only way out.
I am so tired of hearing nonsense like that. Life after life, generation after generation. I have met many people like you in the past. Same as your Lord Romeo, I know you think you're doing the right thing. That it is the only way out, all for the greater good. A necessary sacrifice. You are wrong about everything. You are mistaken in believing that the greater good is always an absolute concept. You are mistaken in saying that it is the only thing you can do. And above all, you are wrong to think that you can control Baal. I am going to give you one more chance. One. Forget this foolishness and help me stop the Baal resurrection. You are not bad people, just stupid. Do not make me kill you.
Unfortunately, if you're not going to help us, I can't allow you to get in Ergo's way. You are too dangerous.
And how do you plan to stop me? You do not have enough power.
I have everything that is needed. The residual essence of Nazgul left in this vessel is more than enough to use against you. Face one of your own. Measure yourself to the power of the Master of Puppets.
Oh, so after all that, we are still fighting Nazgul. Come on. Okay, that wasn't much of a difference. Oh, we're doing this now. And hello there, dragon. Welcome to the madness. Well, that's one way to mix it up, I suppose. Go for the arms. After we do a bit of running. Ran the wrong way. We got him down to a third. This time. Enough with the explosions. Run. Okay, only a slight increase in damage using Thanatos points. back to the Puppet Master. Need to recover a bit of ki. Alright, we're getting close. Again with this. I'm whipping too much. And down goes the Puppet Master again.
Goodbye, immortal. See you soon.
The essence of Nazgul. Only a few fragments remain. Ergo must have claimed it when he destroyed it. It should be enough. But this is going to be more complex than I would like.
Okay, that's 2 down and 1 to go.
This seal, it is connected.
Since we leveled up, and with that, we now have each of the aspects. Okay, that is nice. No worries, man. I will catch you next time. that will do for now. So we are going to rest up, and then it's on to the third dungeon.
The essence of Baal that you have achieved, you should transfer to the Biblos. To do this, use the monoliths in this room.
The seal resonates with the energy of the messenger. I should activate it if I want to open the gate to Baal.
Alright, that's one down.
The seal resonates with...
That's two. And now to deal with the third part of the equation.
This place. No, it can't be.
Still more pleasant than the fishing village in Bloodborne. Not that that's saying much.
This house. I remembered that the entrance was on the path near the beach. This place. I don't remember this place. There was a church here, not this sealed door. In any case, the protections of this place are exceptional. If I want to pass, I must find a way to break those seals.
Interesting reuse of an asset. Since that was the seal that would have undone Ergo if we took the bad ending. And down you go. was hoping there was something there. Nope, that's another dead end. But that is not. Right. Onward and upward. I wonder if there's a way to... Yes, there is. Once I had a name, once I was someone, but all that was lost in the time. There was a point in the past when I was a human being. Now I haven't known what I am for a long time. Many stories have been told about me. Some say I was a prince of times gone by. Others consider me a ghost that possessed a mortal body. All are wrong. The world was different then. I've seen empires rise and fall. I have seen races born and die. I'm not human anymore. I'm an immortal creature that will walk the earth until the end of time. I'm just something without a name. I was born in a small fishing village. My mother died when she brought me into the world, so I grew up with only my older sister and my father. In the mornings, I went out with him to fish. I still remember the smell of salt and saltpeter that his boat gave off, and the cuts I'd made on my fingers when I picked up the nets. When night came, my sister used to tell me all kinds of fantastic stories she probably invented, but that I listened to with fascination. We didn't have much, but my childhood was happy. The village was located on the borders of Yeru, an ancient nation in which those who possessed supernatural gifts were nobles ruling over others. Luckily, we were too insignificant to attract attention, and there was no one special among us. Our only concern was not to run out of food and to avoid the attacks of ferocious animals. Therefore, we all learned to fish and defend ourselves from a very young age, something for which I had apparently quite a talent. I learned to use the sword at 12. At only 15 years old, I was by far the best fighter in the village. I was proud, but looking at it from perspective, we were just a group of fishermen without any martial training. So I lived a normal life, that of a simple fisherman, until I was 25, until the night of the storm. I never thought about what I would end up becoming. Oh, this is new.
You've left this life behind. Don't force our hand. You've left this life behind. You must not remember. You are no longer the one.
Well then. No place to go but north. The youngest to the oldest. Okay, 9. Nine 1654. That double shot is tricky. But not anymore. Even if it left me a parting gift.
This is Etheldria's mansion, the first witch. This place should not even exist here. As far as I know, she has no relation with Baal or with anything that is happening.
You should leave. I do not want to see you here.
So much anger. You should get some professional help. Do I have to remind you that I only want to lend a hand? Here's some advice. This place is full of mystic seals and protections. You will need masks equipped to those in front of the sealed doors if you want to be able to open them.
This hole.
Now let's head upwards first. That is a clever way of reusing the mask assets.
This room is a gate to the wake. From here I can move between the material and the spiritual plane.
Oh, a new sword. I think I'll be switching back to the other one, because this one isn't quite as useful. Okay, but since I'm in the wake... Okay, can't go up there. There's our second mask. And I have a feeling there's going to... Yep.
You are no longer the one who lived in this place. You are no longer the one who lived in this place. You left this life behind. Remembering is suffering. You are no longer the one.
I had a feeling an ambush was coming. Probably because that's where I would have placed an ambush if I'm designing this kind of area. That day there was a great storm, the worst I had ever seen. There I found her. Among the remains of the boat was a young girl with red hair who had lost consciousness. I didn't think about the risk. I jumped into the water and carried her to the beach as best I could. While I was giving her mouth-to-mouth, she opened her eyes and slapped me. That's how I met Ethel. Despite her protests, I took her home and took care of her for several days. She was prideful, stubborn, and haughty, but at the same time completely fascinating. She said she was a minor noblewoman from a distant kingdom who was traveling all over the world. She knew things that seemed incredible and had impossible stories. However, despite all her knowledge, there was a certain childhood innocence in her. Sometimes she was surprised at the simplest things, like a little girl who was contemplating the world for the first time. When she recovered, I thought she would leave and that I wouldn't see her again. But to the surprise of the whole village, she built an immense manor in the outskirts not far from where we lived. People never understood how she managed to erect something like that in just a few weeks. Since then, we'd begun to see each other frequently, and she proposed to become my tutor. She said that she did it as payment for the help I'd given her, but I think in her own way she enjoyed my presence as much as I did hers. I soon discovered that Ethel was far from being normal. She possessed a wisdom greater than anyone could acquire in a lifetime. A world of knowledge that I had never imagined to open for me. I learned to read, write, arts, science, and philosophy. I discovered how little I knew about fighting, though she herself claimed to be a simple neophyte in combat. In only a few months practicing at her side, I advanced more with weapons than I had in my entire life. We argued continuously, but at the same time, we became inseparable. Time passed and we fell in love. Possibly, I had loved her since I met her. We were together for 4 years, the best of all my existence. By her side, every day was different. Living was not just living. But there was a lot that I did not know about her. I never imagined how much. Alright, upstairs. There is the third memory. Her real name was Etheldrea, the First Witch. They called her that because in a certain way, all sorcery of the world originated in her. She was the first that had shaped magic in words and formulas, and who created what, with time, would be the basis of all enchantments and spells. She had been one of the founders of Yehuda, the leader of the Division of Supernatural Investigation, until she was fed up with the horrors she had committed. When she decided to leave, the High Council of which she once took part of felt that she knew too many secrets of Yehuda to let her go and decided to eliminate her. The first attempt had been the night of the storm, but after failing, Yehuda decided they wouldn't miss a second time. We were having dinner in the main room when she noticed them. A group of elite executioners from Yehuda who had surrounded the mansion. They came for her. I had never seen her so worried. While we escaped, she told me who she really was and what was happening. She told me they had sealed everything for miles and we had no choice but to escape by ourselves. We reached the great beach that was under the tunnels of the mansion before they intercepted us. A dozen enemies surrounded us from above. We could not keep running. I watched the spectacle of combat completely impotent. Etheldrea seemed to dance. When I saw her, I didn't even think she was human. It was terrifying. Like a cruel and beautiful god who had descended into the world of man to destroy her enemies. Standing there, I told myself I had to do something, that I had to help her. I had been preparing myself for a moment like that. But when I contemplated what they were capable of doing, I understood that creatures like that existed in a different world from the one I lived. It didn't matter how much I prepared or how much talent I had. After all, I was just a man. But the attack was a distraction. While she massacred her enemies, hundreds of kilometers away, the High Counselor of Yahudwa prepared their masterful move to eliminate her. They needed enough time to invoke a cataclysm that even Etheldrea should not be able to resist. When she first noticed what was happening, it was too late. Like a thin spear of light, the attack invoked by Yahudwa flew towards her, splitting the sky in two. I don't know why I got in its way. A part of my head screamed that it wouldn't do any good. But I did, despite everything. I jumped on the woman I loved to get her out of the way before the huge explosion dazzled me. When the light dimmed, I smiled relieved to see that Etheldrea was safe and sound in front of me. I only knew that something was wrong when I saw the terror and despair with which she looked at me. That's when I realized my right arm and parts of my chest had disappeared completely. Funny, it doesn't hurt, I remember thinking before I died. What, just a golem? Would have figured there'd be something stronger than that. There it gets. Or maybe not. Oh. Magic only, huh? And down goes the nightmare. Since we leveled up, let's see what we can get on the skill tree. That'll work. But that does mean we have 3 memories. Oh, what's this? Beyond the absolute darkness, in that remote plate where even the shadows forgot to arrive, I saw her. At first I thought she glowed, but it wasn't light. It was instead the absence of darkness. There was nothing. A white spot in the middle of infinity. Death extended her hand, like a friend who had been by my side since I was born. At that time, the cold was pleasant, and it was the end. But the woodman who loved me didn't want to give me to another. I guess she loved me too much to let me rest. So selfish. Oblivious to what was happening to me while laying dying, Etheldrea did everything in her power to try to save me. Naturally, if they had been normal wounds, it would have been extremely simple, but they were not. Yehuda's attack was designed to kill her. Only a miracle in all her efforts managed to keep me alive. Parts of my body and my soul were beyond the recoverable. No magic, no divine intervention, no science could save me. But of course, the first witch didn't accept that. She used all of her resources to keep me in this world. She replaced lost parts with fragments of dead gods and altered the very essence of my soul. When all of that failed, when death herself took me with her hand, Etheldrea tore it off. Literally.
This grave, it's important. I cannot even remember the name of who is here.
Okay, so that's our way back.
This grave.
I wonder. Oh, what have we here?
The seals
So there is one final component, it would seem. I figured there wouldn't be much there. I wonder if there's anything new on the far end. No, there is not. Go back to the manor, perhaps? Although with those doors open, I wonder if anything will happen if I go to the wake. I guess not. Well, it was worth a shot. Oh.
This grave.
Although, since I'm here, I may as well do a little bit of shopping. back to the Hall of Names. I have a feeling that that sword is going to be important.
Here's some advice. This place is...
I think we got everything we could in there. Nothing there. Let's see on the other side of here, because I feel like something must have opened up. Since it did autosave, my intuition wasn't too far off. And hey there, Haruka. Oh. And yeah, it certainly can be. Hope you're doing well. But let's see. I think that's all I'm gonna find here. There I've already checked, so back to the fishing village. Doing okay overall. That's good. Good is good. I've greatly enjoyed my time with Where Winds Meet. I probably will delve into that again in the immediate future. But I wanted to finish up Anima because I made a promise. Although when it comes to Where Winds Meet, when I see the way some people have talked about the combat, I've had to ask myself, were we playing the same game? You know what, maybe going into that portal room in Arcane was the intent. There's a few others that I know that I have in my library. Things like Hidden Dragon Legend, things like Wandering Sword, things like Xuan Yuan's Sword, as well as Sword and Fairy. And of course, we had Wu Chang Fallen Feathers earlier this year. So, insofar as cool wuxia games, there's a lot more than I think people believe. I've wondered, so here's adventure. Actually, I wonder. Just feel hidden away. I think most games are going to feel hidden away when a lot of people aren't looking. But I think we're at the stage where how hidden away things feel when things can be searched. I'm not sure if that's something that can be claimed anymore. And, well, there's the choices of waiting for a miracle or making the miracle. Oh, that's not the right way to put it. It is best to find the solution, since I've often heard people say, "Oh, well, those games aren't marketed well enough." To which I've always said, at this stage, the marketing is people who are playing the games.
Help me! Help me!
Oh. Maybe I do need that key. don't follow my balance. From what I understand, there is a way to do a more private lobby variant of Naraka. But admittedly, I do wish that its particular style was one that was looks like I need to go all the way back to the beginning, but yeah, from what I remember seeing that option there. Do not quote me on that because it has been a bit of time. So I could very well be wrong, but I do distinctly remember seeing that. You're just not doing any advancement. But I'm not the biggest fan of battle royals personally, largely because them and extraction shooters have a way of fostering the worst kind of griefer. I think we have our solution.
Don't keep going. You must not remember. There will be only pain. Remembering is suffering. You must not remember. You are no longer the one who lived in this place.
Okay, no, not quite. No. I didn't know how much time had passed when I woke up. I was in a wooden loft barely illuminated and full of cobwebs. Etheldrea was not by my side. Instead, I found a letter she had left for me. She said she regretted what had happened, and she felt she couldn't stay by my side, since if she did, she would put me in danger again. Now I think she was lying. She just escaped from her own actions, and soon I knew why. There was something different in me. I felt it inside me, and everything that surrounded me. When I looked at my hand, which I had lost, I understood. That arm with which I had returned to the world was not mine. It was Death's own. A fragment of the end of all existence that would forever be attached to me. I still didn't know it, but I couldn't die again. I was alive, but at the same time Death would be with me. I wasn't a mortal creature. I had changed from the depths of my being. It would be part of me, eternally. I went back to the village, to the house where I was born. Everything had changed. At first I didn't recognize the woman who lived there, but seeing her smile, I knew it was my sister. It had been 32 years since I disappeared. I spent the rest of her days with her, until old age took her where I could never go. It was the last person who called me by my name. When she died, there was no one left who remembered how I was called. Not even me. I was just a being without a name. That unlocks the last seal. So it looks like the solution was right in front of my face again. Now we can enter the Hall of Forgotten Names.
We warned you. We begged you. You should not have come here. Inside there is only forgotten pain. We will not let you pass.
Okay, one down.
You are no longer the one who lived in this place. Force our hand.
Alright. Now the staff is the only one left.
No longer the one who lived in this place. Left this life behind. You must not remember. You are no longer.
And with the arcanes down, we can finally go in. Oh, pressure plate. exactly a dead end, but close. I have a feeling those symbols are going to be of some importance. Stephen Capaldi. Oh, it's one of these. Stephen Capaldi. I wonder why I forgot that name. Stephen brought me happiness. It was Lucy. She was the light of Stephen. She was the reason why this life, my life, was full of joy. We got married in summer. She was beautiful in a white dress. I remember how the light reflected on her face, making me believe that nothing else mattered. At first, everything was wonderful. I worked the field, and between the two of us, we built a huge farm that was our pride. Occasionally, we also went fishing and came back in the evening smelling of salt. We couldn't have children. It was the only thing we regretted. I suppose something like me, so close to death, was capable of creating life. With the passage of time, we had to start moving. People always came to realize they didn't change like everyone else. She knew it, but never asked. She never cared. There were good times and bad times, but we were happy. That night, the last I was Stephen, I knew it was the end. Lucy was so weak. Age had not allowed her to recover from a case pneumonia, and her light was dying out quickly. Full of terror as I hadn't felt in centuries, I spent hours with her hand caught, talking to her as if we were two children. I told her not to worry, that she would still have to wait some time, but in the end we would see each other again on the other side. She smiled at me with the same radiant face I had saw when I saw her for the first time. Liar, she said before dying. Weiss Latta. Actually, let me hit that switch again. Oh, I get it. Another switch. And the final one. Weiss Latin, the Dark Warrior. That was a name that I don't regret having forgotten. Weiss was born with an idealist thought, a dream of justice that would become a nightmare. At that time, the world was mired in war, and in front of so much destruction, I thought I could do something to stop it. That my power could, in some way, make a difference. I gave the name of the protagonist of an old children's book when I joined the military regiments of the Holy Kingdoms. As for why I chose that side, I didn't even know it that well. Perhaps I let myself be carried away by the very human idea that I should support the weakest side. Of course, my abilities didn't go unnoticed. At first I thought about limiting what I could do, but that would have gone against what I wanted to achieve. In my first battle, I completely destroyed all the enemy forces, and there were hardly any losses on our part. People started to nickname me the Dark Warrior. I remember it was nice to have companions again. When we met in front of the bonfire, I felt a connection with the world again. I listened to them talk about their families, what they would do after the war ended, and I thought that everything I was doing had a reason, that I would be useful. I killed. I did it again and again in the name of peace, an irony that didn't escape me even then. I said I wouldn't take an innocent life, but who was really guilty in such a conflict? For saving thousands, I killed thousands. At that moment, I thought the balance was correct. Weiss died the day the war ended. He died impaled on a lost spear of a nameless soldier, an appropriate ending for someone like him. When I opened my eyes, before me stretched an infinite battlefield full of corpses, and for the first time I realized that I could no longer bear to live surrounded by death. I chained my right hand behind my back, the hand of the Grim Reaper, and I promised myself that I wouldn't kill again without reason. Malachi. I know that Malachi means messenger, so... Hello there, Huitzel. Hope you're doing well. Right. I have had a good night and day. This is the third show I've done in the last 12 hours. 55, 60. The candle at both ends. Yep. Right. Three, four. One, two, three. One, Malachi. There was a time when I searched for knowledge. I thought that if I knew the secrets of the world, maybe I could feel complete and find my place in it. That's how Malachi was born. That was the name I used when I joined the Order of Erebus, a society of sages and occultists that sought to unravel the mysteries of creation. Some of its members were not even human, so maybe I thought there was a place for me among them. I collaborated with the organization for over 50 years, during which I exponentially increased my supernatural knowledge and became aware of the true structure of existence. I learned to use my abilities to walk between worlds, and I met entities that I've never imagined were real. However, I didn't find the answers I was looking for. When Etheldrea was formally invited to the Order, I decided to leave. Even after all that time, I didn't want to re-encounter her. As Malachi, I continued to increase my supernatural knowledge on my own. I used an old lighthouse as a residence, while I accumulated books and artifacts of all kinds. The rumors about me spread, and there were fools who came to my doors believing I was some kind of sage who could teach them. The passing years grew burdensome, till one day, simply, I couldn't take it anymore. I realized all that knowledge didn't take me to any end. I just kept piling it up because otherwise I didn't have anything to do anymore. When I understood that, I realized how tired I really was. I closed my eyes to the world, trying in some way to cut off all contact with everything around me, entering into a long lethargy, from which I don't know if I wanted to wake up. Years passed, then decades passed. The story moved around me, but I was barely aware of it. Sometimes I felt there were people nearby, but their presences were no more than slight flashes of energy that hardly caught my attention. When I opened my eyes, there were hundreds of candles burning around me, and dozens of people surrounded me, imitating the pose I was in. As I moved, they began to shout my name, as if I was some spiritual guide that had returned to reveal to them the secret of immortality. For a moment, I felt both desire to laugh and a deep sorrow towards them. I left without looking back. But yes, I certainly do burn the candle at both ends. There has been more than one occasion where I've been bullied into taking a vacation. At which point, I have to remind my dear friends that I am very stubborn. actually progress the plot. I've only made it up to the ferryman. Why, oh why, is Steam not detecting my controller? I do apologize for the bit of silence while I try and figure this out. Okay, I had to load up DS4 in order to make it work, but we're making it work. At least I don't have to go through that tile puzzle again. And of course, the answer to the tile puzzle was right in front of me. Victor Rouse. Alright, that takes care of the headless one. key. Oh. We're doing that, are we? Oh, right. Jin. Okay. Distance game isn't gonna do it. I am making progress. Oh, treasure. Huh, thought I could cut that thing, but I guess not. So that just leaves this area here. Victor Ramsey. Victor Ramsey was the name that I used the longest. A long and satisfying life. More than a century in which I saved lives and traveled the world. I took that name for the first time in a small village of Valia after staying for a few days in an old doctor's filthy clinic. I thought I would leave soon, but to my surprise, I ended up becoming the old man's assistant. When he died, I took over the clinic and assumed his place as a local doctor. I discovered that the job satisfied me. It gave me meaning. When the plagues arrived, I was able to save hundreds thanks to my knowledge and my inability to be infected myself. I remember that for the first time in a long time, I felt there was a reason why it was worth being in the world. I started traveling to nearby villages to take care of people who might need me. Each time my absences were more common, since I tried to prevent people from realizing that I was not getting old. With time, I left the village definitively and began to make a pilgrimage through the continent as a traveling doctor, taking my help wherever it was necessary. The decades passed and they were good years for me. It was not until much later when I started attracting unnecessary attention. There were places where I was considered a sorcerer, and some of the enemies I had gained in past lives used that knowledge to hunt me down. Little by little, I stopped exercising my profession and gradually withdrew from the towns, until I almost completely separated myself from the life I was leading. 83 years had passed when I returned to Valia. The small town became a thriving city full of people. In the center of the big square, near where my old clinic was, they had erected a statue of Victor as thanks for having saved the village. Ironically, it didn't even look like me. When I was leaving, I heard a voice calling me by that name that I no longer used. An old man who could barely walk looked at me with a wide smile. His expression was that of someone who had recognized an old friend. I didn't know who he was. I didn't even remember him. In that moment, I realized I was no longer Victor, but again an immortal who would walk the world forever. Before leaving, abandoning that name for good, I smiled back at the old man. And here we have our path forward. The Forgotten Name. Once I died, but I came back from the doors of death. A woman who once loved me brought me back. Since then I have had many names. I have been many people. Monster in some, savior in others. Soldier, husband, hermit. But before being any of them, I was just a man. A simple fisherman. At that time, I wasn't someone nameless. My name is John. I had forgotten what was my name.
My name. I have to return to that beach, to that grave.
Agamethon, the last name. I will never forget Agamethon. It was my last name. It was when I became what I had sworn to destroy. At that time, I was hunted down and persecuted. The newly formed Inquisition had considered me one of the messengers, those creatures who, according to their prophecies, would bring about the end of all existence. The Inquisitors didn't stop trying to destroy me. I spent 3 decades fleeing and fighting without hurting them. Finally, in a small coastal village similar to the place I was born, I didn't run away anymore. I don't know why it happened. Maybe the anger and despair that I had accumulated over the centuries needed to come out somehow. Maybe, after more than 1,000 years of walking the world, I had started going crazy. Or maybe there wasn't a reason at all. Simply, something inside me broke. I killed all my persecutors. I only let a young ecclesiastical soldier live to give them a message. Whoever got in my way would be exterminated. It was he who gave me the name of Agamethon, the one that walks with death. The soldier never imagined how appropriate it was. That day a monster was born, a creature that kept going forward, driven only by resentment. I hated everything I had become. I don't remember how many I killed, but there were many. Finally, I went to the depths of the wake. Tired, I sat looking back, and realized I despised what I had allowed myself to become. Everything had to end. My right hand was the hand of death itself, the one that could exterminate all existence. It should be enough to kill one more monster, even an immortal one. I took the sword firmly and crossed my chest, but it wasn't the end. When I opened my eyes, I didn't know how much time had passed. I had forgotten many fragments of my life, even my own name. But I knew who I was, what I had to do. Even if I was a nameless creature, I would search for the monsters that were still walking on Earth. Those messengers I had seen that day I died. I would destroy them all until finally I could rest at last. Every 7 years I promised I would return to visit the place where Agamemnon died. It was a grave of someone who would remind me that I too, a long time ago, had been a man. now to return to that grave. Oh, right. This is a variant of the Living Nightmare, so magic only. Or maybe not. Nope, not getting me with that again. Yet.
John. My name. Forgotten for so long, I did not remember who I was. And now only a shadow of that life that was left behind.
Oh. We have a mirror match. Yep, this is it's the same tactic as when I fought Nameless as the Bearer. Forgot about this little stunt. Almost out of it. And that's all she wrote.
Goodbye.
But before we move on, let's see what is. Given how much I end up dodging, having that be cheaper on my key is going to be important. And we have a nice little shortcut. So we might want to do some shopping first. I guess he doesn't have it. Oh well. That takes care of the last seal.
The seals are destroyed, and the book has enough existential energy to open the gate to the foundations of the tower. I can do it now, but I should be sure to be prepared before activating it. I don't know if there will be a way back.
We're in the home stretch, folks.
Messenger.
So, you two are finally here. You took your time,
We have many questions for you.
but I have no answers for you anymore. You won't obtain your fake salvation. Playtime is over. I won't hold back anymore. This is the hand of death itself. Everything that faces me will die. Come, there will be no interruptions this time. Let's end your story, once and for all.
I don't remember the spell going off like that.
Feel real power.
That was a close one. Congratulations. Not many entities have been able to push me as far as you have.
This is the end, Messenger. Whatever it was you were trying to do, it ends here and now. Just tell me something. What did you want to achieve? Was it the prophecy of Grimoire? Is that why you did all of this?
So you really don't know anything. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that you are mistaken. Your prophecy is a mere legend, and I am not the one who is behind what is happening here. I was just trying to stop it.
Then who?
Nathaniel, your own order.
Honestly, couldn't you have thought of a better lie?
Believe what you want, but it's the truth. This whole place Arcane, as you call it, is part of an ancient sentient being which was sealed ages ago. Baal, the Gate of Memories. 7 centuries ago, mankind and those like me who dwell in the darkness fought together against it in a desperate attempt to save us all. Months ago, Romeo Exet rebuilt this place and prepared it to hold a unique ritual. He needed many components to make it possible, but thanks to your order, he obtained them all.
How do you know all of this?
I, who was among those who fought Baal in the past, was attacked by your order. A part of myself was necessary to undo the seal. Nathaniel failed to destroy me, but during the fight, the one you called Lady was able to escape with some of my blood. They needed Elianize too, but since it was impossible for them to obtain it, the Order used her sister's blood, which was inside the Biblos. I guessed what could be happening, but I arrived too late to stop the summoning ritual, and like both of you, I ended up trapped inside this labyrinth of memories. But don't be mistaken, I am just an uninvited guest in this story. Everything has been orchestrated just for you two. All this time I was trying to reach the foundation of Arcane to stop Baal before he could awaken. I merely destroyed the other messengers to prevent you from becoming too powerful. At first, I thought that you were cooperating with him all along, but it seems that you and Ergo were just unwitting pawns in his plan. Very important ones, I think.
Nonsense. If what you're saying is true, tell me why Lord Romeo Exet, the Supreme Inquisitor, would do such a thing.
I am not the one you should ask.
So I must believe you are trying to help?
Not all who live in the darkness are the monsters you have been told about. Many of us lived among humanity for a long time, hidden among you. However, it doesn't matter if you're human or a creature of darkness. If no one does anything, we are all doomed.
You have already said too much, creature. I am sorry, child. Everything is much more complex than you think.
Can you hear me? Honestly, you don't look too good. For an indestructible immortal, you're pitiful. You know, I should thank you. Without you, none of this would have been possible. The truth is that I must admit that I lied to you. It was true when I said that I wanted you to prevent the Inquisition and the Order of Nathaniel from completing their ritual successfully, but I couldn't allow you to completely stop them either. After all, my main interest was that they summoned Baal. To be honest, I even helped them a little bit. Amongst many things, I was the one who gave Nathaniel the information of where to find you. I hope you won't bear a grudge over that. With what you have told him, you can be sure that Ergo will descend to the foundation of this tower and will prevent Baal from manifesting in the world. Unfortunately, that will cost him his very existence. You should be happy. With luck, both will destroy each other. Why have I done all this? What reason could I have for wanting to summon Baal and then stop before it was unleashed? Everything to obtain this, a fragment of Baal, a seed without consciousness, pure, malleable as clay. I will take it out into the world, and I will use it at my whim. You cannot even imagine the fun we're going to have. And why am I telling you all this? Why have I not just disappeared with the fragment without telling you anything? It's very simple. I could not bear it if you did not know what I did. What you have let me do. But I do not want us to say goodbye on bad terms. I have a gift for you. One last present. A secret that I was looking forward to telling you. Here you can die. Soon this whole tower will disappear from existence, and you will end up in a place where concepts such as life and death have no meaning. You have fought enough, my old foe. Close your eyes and let yourself go. With your broken body, everything will end in an instant. And finally, after so much time, you will be able to rest. You know, the most ironic thing of all is that you were right from the beginning. You always were. I just create chaos.
I'm sure Zan would have a few words on that.
And so finally, here we are. I stand before you again. I suppose that at last I will be able to return the arm that you lent me a long time ago. Do you not want it? Is that what you think I should do? Return? I have already given the world more than it has given back to me. You cannot hold me responsible for what happens now. Someone else will take care of it. There is always someone. I know you are right. I know I should stop him. But I am so tired. I am going back. Not because it is my responsibility. I simply cannot allow that fragment of Baal to be taken out into the world. It does not matter if I am tired. It does not matter what my name is. This is what I am. This is who I am. An idiot that still wants to help others. Someday we will meet again. Until then, old friend.
Make sure to save before what comes. Another level up, huh? Let's see about adding those skill points. That's pretty nasty at full charge. Deal with the Stone Immortal first. Not Stone Immortal, Stone Elemental, what the hell am I saying? Jeez, that thing is annoying. Because it slightly hovers up, it manages to be just out of range of most of my shots. But I am taking that. to eternity or something. Oh, lovely. He brought ads. That is the last thing I need. It's not one thing, it's another. Finally. There were way too many waves on that one. Must be the exit.
It's over. Your path ends here.
Did you know that you're a real pain in the ass? I have given you every opportunity so that we didn't end up like this. I even honestly thought I was doing you a favor by leaving you behind to die.
And I appreciate it, but I will not allow you to take that fragment. It's a piece of evil, without consciousness, pure power. Not even I have an idea of what you could do with it.
That's how little imagination you have. Do you know that the Order of Nathaniel intended to use Baal to create a definitive monster and use it to stop the approaching war? The Order thought that they could create an antagonist that would cause the whole world to stand united against it. Naturally, the Order hoped to have absolute control over it. But they would fail. We both know it. Whatever they created using Baal, it couldn't be controlled. But this seed, this piece of evil as you call it, is something completely different. It can grow, mature in a different way, and become an independent entity.
That is the stupidest thing I have ever heard you say. And you talk a lot. What would you do with something like that?
I will give it to those who live in the shadows, to the supernatural creatures that live hidden from humanity. It will be their new messiah, the one who will allow them to rise again in the world.
Why? Since when do you care? I did not take you for an idealist or a revolutionary.
I do not care about them at all. But imagine it, with a savior on their side, they will fight. There will be a new war just when all the human nations are massacring each other. A conflict with a scale such as has not been seen in thousands of years. Can you imagine the chaos?
But you are not a demon. You are not an embodiment of chaos. I do not even think you are a god. What do you really want?
Want? I want to see how the world's order falls apart. I want to see the nations collapse, and then I will scream to the heavens what is going to happen, and let them see how they can't do anything to stop it. Not because I care about chaos or war, not even because it's fun. It will just be the beginning of my journey.
How terrifying. You do it because in the middle of all that chaos, whatever you do, no one will notice you.
I have walked alongside kings and conquerors. I have been there when empires have risen and fallen, but I have never left my mark on history. I am a shadow that does not exist, and nobody sees coming. But today, immortal, you are in my way. Will I be weak? Very powerful? Well, in general, I never face anyone directly. That is why they don't have an idea of how powerful I am. Today, I've decided to make an exception with you.
As you wish. This is the end. Today is the day your story ends.
We'll see, John.
Alright, got him down to halfway.
Enough. See what I can do with the seed of Baal.
Okay, so that was the ploy. Fighting God. No. Just something that does not exist.
Impressive. Most impressive. I assure you I was not taking you lightly. I guess this is the limit that this body can reach.
It is over. This is the end for you. That form cannot take any more.
You're wrong. I didn't want to do this, but you forced my hand. I still have another body to use. One that I have right here.
Oh boy.
Stop! So much power!
This is Baal, an embodiment of collective consciousness, the desired world. We are embodied will, a fragment of existence itself.
This is the hand of death. It doesn't matter who or what you are. There is nothing that it can't kill.
De gratia, de gratia, de gratia, Deus ira. Finis omnis existentia. De gratia. Finis omnis existentia. De gratia. Finis omnis existentia. De gratia. Get away from us.
Okay, that wasn't smart.
Get away from us. Thou shalt be forgotten. It is the time to end this. Deus ira. Deus ira. Deus ira. Deus ira. Fiat lux. Get away from us.
Right, got her down to less than a quarter.
Deus ira. Deus ira. Fiat lux. Get away from us.
I was so close to finishing her off. I'm not kidding.
Deus Irae. De gratia. Finis omnis existentia.
And there goes the shadow of the world.
You've won, immortal. Ball is sealed, and there's nothing left of it that can be used. You have destroyed years of meticulous planning. I have no more reason to stay here. When we meet next time, I wonder, will we be enemies? Allies?
Next time, I am getting tired of repeating myself, but it seems that nobody wants to listen. There is nothing that I can't kill.
Oh, crap.
It's easy to forget that he literally has Death's hand.
I did not look back. With the destruction of Baal's seed, what was left of that world made of memories collapsed like a house of cards. The Inquisition and the Order of Nathaniel could not recreate the ritual. They lacked the proper components. The seals that separated Baal from the world could not be broken for centuries. There were many questions about what happened, about what could still happen in the future, but that would be a story for another time. That day, I had had the opportunity to die and left it behind. I guess a part of me wanted to continue living. So for the first time in a long time, I advanced towards an unknown future with a very human sense of hope. But before temporarily closing the curtain, there was someone still waiting for me.
You have destroyed everything. Everything. Baal has been sealed forever, and we have lost Ergo and the Bearer. The world will turn to chaos, and we will not have the power to stop it. But there is still something I can do. I can still destroy you, now that you are weak and vulnerable.
That is not true.
What do you mean?
You did not come here to fight me. You know that you cannot win, and you do not have any reason to try. You are not looking for revenge. You've come to die.
What stupidity I am such an idiot. You're right. I have betrayed people I loved and caused the deaths of friends and comrades, all for an ideal that I was unable to fulfill. I wanted to gain enough power to save the world, and instead, I was about to condemn it. I have to reach the end, even if it doesn't make sense anymore. Even if I know you're going to kill me. If I don't, all those who have suffered and died for me will have done it for nothing.
I am not going to kill you. I have been many things, many people. But today, at least today, I am not a murderer. I know death, but I know life even better. You will learn. You will move on. You will keep moving forward. And if you stray from the path again, you will find me waiting at the end of the road.
You say this is not the end?
No, it is not. Nothing ever truly ends.
And thus, we end our lengthy journey with the return of Anima, Gate of Memories. It's a pretty good experience. I'd like to think I have a better grasp on it than the likes of William SRD would ever have. Some of the puzzles did get a little bit annoying, and all the backtracking. But I feel like the Nameless Chronicles has a better grasp on things than some parts of Gate of Memories did.
So, you're still alive.
I could say the same of you. By the way, I don't think that we were ever properly introduced. My name is Anne. It's a pleasure.
Hello, Anne. My name is John.
As far as how I'd grade this, I would say recommended. There's definitely some kinks, and some of the old problems from the original version were not ironed out. But that is what happens with a remaster. The intent with a remaster is usually to keep the original intent as close as possible. But that is where this particular story is going to end. Now, we will be back at it very shortly. I'll be doing an interview tomorrow, and then shortly after that, we will hopefully be picking Space Marine 2 back up. But it was a lot of fun to revisit Anima, and I have a feeling that the world of Gaia will be getting a more detailed look in 2026. But until next time, my name is Mildra. I am your gaming monk. Stay frosty, everybody.